We're here at MEF19 in Los Angeles, California, and the MEF has said that SD-WAN's a big deal.
Yes, it is. I hear that.
Mitch, so one of the things that they're doing at the show that they've announced, MEF, the organization that is made up of about 200 companies, carriers and vendors, and all trying to push forward, define and deliver and certify revenue generating services. So not everything that happens over the telecom network, but the stuff that makes money or that they think is going to make money. Mm-hmm. And they're really digging into SD-WAN this year. Why does this matter in the grand scheme of how the telecom industry is going?
Well, basically, SD-WAN has become the standard way that enterprises and other organizations can use to communicate and manage multiple types of links. You know, It started out just replacing MPLS, and now it's become kind of the central clearinghouse for managing MPLS and the public internet and all the different ways they have to connect. And they need ways to make sure that the different carriers can interoperate with each other. So companies, an enterprise company in the US wants to be able to communicate with a subsidiary in Russia. They'll be dealing with at least two different telcos there, and they got to be sure that the telcos can talk to each other.
It's been a really great year, as Nan talked about. I'm really excited about the work we've done. It was a big vision, and I feel we've really crossed that chasm and done a tremendous amount of work. If you look at, you remember the LSO, the MEF 3.0 circle, it's kind of represented in a vertical stack here. But in the services side, SD-WAN, as Nan talked about, is huge. It's the first time in the industry there's been a service definition, and that should really speed up adoption now, everybody having the same language of the constructs, and then the ability to then define policies, standard policies that everybody can use, and I'll talk more about that, in a way that will also help out in multi-vendor implementations and drive APIs, so that service providers can do multiple vendors implementations and have a standard set of APIs to that.
A lot of what MEF does with SD-WAN and other things is definition of terms.
Okay. Now, why is this important?
Well, funny you should ask that spontaneously, as if we did not prepare for this at all.
That's right.
I had a thing happen to my wife and I when we moved to California from the East Coast many years ago. We decided to order pizza for the very first time, and we called up a local pizza place that had been well reviewed and said, "We'd like you to send over a pie, please." And the pizza place said, "What?" And we said, "What?" And we went "what" back and forth for a while, and basically figured out that in New York, where I grew up, a pie was what you called an individual round pizza.
That's a pizza.
Whereas these guys were thinking like a peach pie, an apple pie. We don't serve that. So you want to be sure that when the enterprise customer comes and asks for an SD-WAN, and particular elements to that SD-WAN, particular services, they're getting what everybody expects. And that's a big part of what MEF is doing. They're doing a lot more than that, though.
Yeah, and the certification part is where that comes in. Because one of the things they announced today was that they were going to certify not only the technicians, the people that are operating and applying SD-WAN services, but also companies in saying, hey, this company is a certified SD-WAN provider. And that helps a lot in terms of de-risking the whole aspect of buying or selling new services for carriers and for vendors and for enterprises. For enterprises, it cuts down the chaos in the market. There's so many SD-WAN providers. Well, let's go with these ones that are really certified, that they've defined, someone has defined what they're providing, and they've tested them for it, and they've said, yeah, these guys do this. Same
thing with the training and education certification.
Right.
You're hiring a guy who says he knows SD-WAN. Well, here we can say that he does because he's passed the certification.
And defining things, standardizing things, and providing standardized ways of doing things is very valuable, not just in the telco industry, but in the commercial sense, in all industries. And to prove a point, let's go downstairs and have what we call a beer and see what happens.
Not a root beer, but an actual beer.
Thanks, Mitch.
Thank you.